What is up, guys? My name is Harry. Welcome back to the channel. Today is a brand new video for 25 Days of Harry. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be talking about how and why I collect DVDs or movies in general. And no, I wasn't originally gonna do this video. I just started typing this out on my phone. I have my notes here on my phone. You guys can't see, but yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit. I was just typing this out just because of hey, why do I collect, and figuring it out. Then I figured, hey, why not? Someone might want to hear this. This might be an interesting video for somebody, whether they're also into DVD collecting and they want to hear about why I collect, or they're trying to get into DVD collecting. I'll also get into the how, like I said. So yeah, as you can tell, I have a lot of DVDs. I'll see if I can get the camera. Yeah, there you go. You guys can see I have all my box sets up here. All the box sets. This is the first shelf of DVDs. The second shelf. Oh god, sorry. There we go. And the third shelf is half DVDs and then half TV shows. Can't really tell because of the calendar and the sugar cookies down there, but those are good, by the way, the sugar cookies. But yeah, this is gonna be a very loose video. I'm obviously gonna go off my notes here, but I'm gonna ramble a little bit probably. So yeah, I actually want to see if I can somehow. Oh fuck, kind of not really. I'd have to set the webcam here. Actually, give me a second. Let me see if I can do something real quick. We're back, and as you can tell, I fixed the camera angle so you can see the first shelf, the second shelf, and the third shelf. You can also see the chips I have there that I have for the game tonight. When I'm recording this, there's a game. When it comes out, I don't know if there's a game tonight. That'd be really funny if there wasn't. But you can see more of the shelves. The third shelf behind me is kind of blocked a little bit, but I figured I'll give you guys a bit of a different angle for today's video rather than just a standard, oh, it's up here, look here. It's a little bit off to the side, and you see a little bit of the light here, so yeah, I'm going to the light. But yeah, so like I said, we're going to talk about how and why I collect DVDs. First, I think we're going to get to the how, because I think the why might be a little bit more interesting. So how, the obvious ones, Amazon and Walmart, those are the ones that I use. I haven't bought a DVD on Walmart.ca in a while. However, I have bought a lot in store. Typically, it seems like Black Friday deals. I usually get $5 DVDs. Whenever we happen to go to Walmart, I usually get a movie or two. I usually buy one there. Also, a local convenience store around here. I figured I'll give this a mention because I bought a couple DVDs from them in the past 6 months. But a local convenience store, sometimes you'll find DVDs there. I don't know how often, but they have a little shelf of DVDs, and I'll pick some out, pick them up once in a while. Usually, I'll buy the $5 ones, but if you've seen the DVD collection, then you know the Babadook was a movie that I bought recently from them. So yeah. So yeah, Amazon, Walmart, Amazon, I usually just try and find deals on there. I don't usually buy a lot of brand new movies off of Amazon. I don't shell out $20, $30, $40 for a DVD or a Blu-ray often. Unless it's something that I really, really, really want. Like there's for example, recently there's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Steelbook that I put on my my wish list. I believe I put it on my wish list. That's like $30-$40. That's something I want to pick up eventually. There's certain things out there. The Gravity Falls complete series, that's $60. I want to pick that up eventually. The Jackass complete TV series, I think that's $25-$30 on Amazon. So yeah, usually when I buy from Amazon, it's usually stuff like, say, Dumb and Dumber's $5. I'll pick that up. Concussion, when I bought WWE 2K23, 2K22, sorry, 2K22, that was like $20. Concussion was like $7 on Blu-ray. I gotta get used to looking here and not here. I figured, hey, why not? It's $8. I'll pick it up. Why not? So Amazon and Walmart, I use those occasionally. Most of the time when I buy off Amazon, it's usually when I get a gift card. Most of the time I get those for like my birthday or Christmas, or so yeah, that's usually when I buy them. Formally, and this one's formally. We're not going in complete order of how recent I've been doing these, but the Dollarama, Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, whatever. I say formally because I've only bought I want to say the earliest was 2014, maybe 2013, around there, and the latest is, I believe, 2019. It was right before. It was right before COVID. I bought I want to say Christmas Carol the movie, I think was the last movie I bought from the dollar store. For some reason, the last like 3 years, they've not had any movies at the dollar store whatsoever. They've not carried them at all last 4 years, I should say. How do I know? Because when I go to the dollar store, I always look in the electronics section just to see, hey, do they have DVDs? And they never do. Most of the time, I'm just looking for hockey cards, though, so yeah. But yeah, formerly the dollar store. I know the Dollar Tree apparently in America still has DVDs quite often. Cool Duder will post videos looking for stuff at the Dollar Tree sometimes. Wet Movie One I think does that as well, or used to at some point. But yeah, so the Dollar Tree formerly. The big one that I've been using a lot the last year when I've had money, last year and a half, 2 years, eBay. I feel like eBay is a safe haven for me at this point of like, hey, yeah, there's gonna be really cheap movies there. I can use this to buy. A lot of them are $2, $3, $4, $5 around there. So I can buy, if I have like $20, I can buy like 8 movies at least. So it's like, hey, yeah, fuck it, why not buy these ones that I really want? There's a couple sellers that I've been really that I was really used to buying back when I had more money to spend rather than just Christmas. But yeah, I've been using eBay a lot the last couple of years for hockey cards, DVDs, obviously, video games. Notable ones that I bought off eBay recently, probably The Aviator, exclusively the second disc, because they didn't list that in the ad for it. The Lorax without the case, I don't think that you can see it. Yeah, probably not. But it's in the Dark Souls movies. It's the black case. It didn't come with the sleeve. The dude did message me. He said he gave me a refund for the Lorax. He said, if I find the sleeve, I'll send it to you. Don't worry about it. And he never found it. So I did get my $3 back off that, which I'm fine with. Anchorman I bought off eBay. I bought a couple. An Evening with Steve Smith 2, Evening Harder. I bought that off eBay. That was like $3. You can find some really good deals on eBay. If you like Madagascar on Blu-ray, I bought that for 6 pennies. For 6 cents. Madagascar 2 and Kung Fu Panda 2, I got those combined for $8. Bit of a regret because I thought the shipping was going to be just, okay, it's going to be one item shipping, but I didn't realize that the shipping was actually going to be like $7. So, yeah. So eBay, big one I've been using. This one's a little bit less just because we don't live near the big pawn shop, the big place I used to go to. Thrift stores and pawn shops. It's a pawn shop that I used to go to. Every time we go up towards Ontario, I always go to a thrift store they have there. They have not great deals on DVDs, but like I bought Bambi on Blu-ray. I bought there's been a couple movies I bought. The Spider-Man complete, the Spider-Man Deluxe Edition. I bought that last time we went. There's been Idle Hands. There's been stuff that I found there that's like the DVDs are I believe $3, $4 there. Not great deals, but if you find stuff like that, yeah, that's pretty cool. The where's the Flames DVD? Son of a bitch, that's at the bottom. But the Flames DVD that I showed off in the TV show collection, I believe I showed off in the TV show collection video. That I bought there. That was $7, I think, $8, something like that. But pawn shops as well. Pawn shops are a great place to find DVDs. I just went to one. Funny enough, actually, when we were coming home from Ontario last time we went up there, I bought A Bug's Life and The Avengers on Blu-ray. Combined, it was like $6, which I know, okay, not great. That's like $3 each, but still. The Avengers on Blu-ray and A Bug's Life, those movies 5 years ago before Disney Plus came out, those would have been like $15-20 each. So I'll take the discount when Disney Plus eventually collapses in like 7 years. I can make mad profit, yo. But yeah, pawn shops, like I said, there's one that I used to frequent a lot that was in an old area we used to live in. We felt like we used to go there like every 2-3 weeks. It felt like within the span of a year, my collection went from, say, like a full like shelf to like a shelf and a half because of that place exclusively. They used to have a deal where it's like you get 8 movies for $10 or 8 DVDs for $10. Movies, I technically should say, because the TV shows weren't counted. DVDs are like $2 or $1.50 each. I think they went down to now. Sports video games are $1 unless they're new gen, obviously. Regular video games are either $2 or $3. I think they're $3 now. I think they've more like PS3 360s are more like tailored prices. I know when I bought EA Sports MMA, that was like $7, $5, something like that. But pawn shops, great place to find deals. Again, 8 movies for $10. I used to go in there, spend $20, come out with a fucking big stack of DVDs. I think for me that's more well worth it than going to Walmart, buying $20 and end up with one DVD. If it's new, of course. I bought Predator from that place. Half the movies you see here, I feel like, are from that one thrift store, that one pawn shop. I swear to God. I was about to point out Lucy, then I realized I bought that at Walmart. Machete I bought there. Maniac was from the dollar store. Maniac was the best buy I ever got from the goddamn dollar store. That was $3. That's a great movie. Great horror movie. Check it out. The 2012 Maniac remake. Check out the remake. Check out the original and check out the remake as well. Check out both of them. But yeah, I picked up, again, like half the movies you see in my collection are from that place, I feel like. And then formerly, we haven't gone to these in the past couple of years because we're above those now. No, but we haven't gone to these recently. But yard and garage sales, those are a great place to find DVDs as well. You used to go to those. Technically, first one was like 2010. I remember it was on my birthday. And we just decided, hey, why not? Let's go around. Let's go yard sailing or whatever. And there was one place where I was picking up, I think it was like 2 dinosaur toys. Jurassic Park on DVD, the Jurassic Park box that you see up here, wherever the hell it is. I think it's kind of hidden away between the Jamie Foxx and the Revenge of the Nerds. And the Incredibles PC CD-ROM print studio. I was picking those up. I was really happy. My mom, can I get these or whatever? And for some reason it came up, like, oh, it's my birthday. And the dude was like, oh, it's your birthday? Yeah, just take them. Yeah, like, my birthday, dude, just let me have him for free. The props to that dude. I doubt he's ever watching. I doubt he's even gonna know who I am or remember that. But that was an impact on me. Those stuff I was really, really happy about. And I still keep the Jurassic Park box set no matter how many times I'm gonna end up buying them, because I do want to repurchase them in the actual discs, the actual cases. But I will always keep that box set because I always remember that. Dinosaur toys, I don't remember what happened to them, unfortunately. Probably threw them out, unfortunately. But yeah, so yard and garage sales, great place to find DVDs. Best example for me, aside from the Jurassic Park getting that for free, the Alien Quadrilogy set, I got at a garage sale for $2. Yeah. Now for video games, garage and yard sales might actually be better, because last couple times that we've gone to garage sales, yard sales, or whatever, there haven't been as many DVDs as there used to be in like 2014 to 2017, around there. Last couple years that we went, there weren't too many. But yeah, you can get shit like the Alien Quadrilogy for fucking $2. That's elite right there. There's been a couple of movies I've gotten from yard sales. Princess Diaries 2, I got for like $3 at a yard sale. So you could say that I value Princess Diaries 2 more than the Alien Quadrilogy set, and I could not debate you. You would be right on that, technically. But yeah, there's probably some other places I'm missing, like some minor places, like, oh, well, there's this one pawn shop we went to like 3 times, something like that. But yeah, just generalizing again, just Walmart, Amazon, dollar store, eBay, pawn shop, thrift shops, yard, garage sales. Go to all of those if you can. If you got money and you're looking to collect DVDs, my best place to start would actually be pawn shops, thrift shops, and yard garage sales. You can get, obviously not now, yard and garage sales because it's fucking winter time, but in the summer when they happen, yard and garage sales. Find great deals. You can find them all at pawn shop and thrift stores. Number one key for me as to if you want to start collecting is either, if you want to collect like me, which again we'll get into the reasons why in a minute, but if you want to get into the same thing as me and why I collect, then you are going to want to make sure you have the space for it and make sure you have the shelving units for it, because originally I had 3 of these. These are the Billy bookcases, I believe, from IKEA. 2 of them broke. So you might be wondering, Harry, why do you just have 1? Because I technically have 2 halves. So what had happened was, one of them completely broke. We cannot save that one. I had another one then break in a separate move. The first one broke in a move. Second one breaks in a separate move. I keep the half that's usable because, hey, using resources, why not? The other one breaks, or no, I only had the half of another one, I think. Something like that. And so I ended up buying, so one half of one broke, and then 2 halves of another split, and I just used them separately, so that's this one. I bought this one off of Walmart myself. This one my parents had forever, and they gave it to me When my dad had to cut 2 shelves off, he made me the top. If you guys go back and look at some of the earlier content from when we first got to this house, like July, August of last year, you guys will see this doesn't have a top. This the white shelf does not have a top on it at first, and then this one I've had for like 4 or 5 years. We bought it at like, I want to say at a yard sale, but I don't exactly remember. But yeah, we bought that one, and then yeah, we actually do plan on upgrading these shelvings to like straight all the way across and just like brace them up, give me like more room technically. But at the same time, I like the shelving units. I like how they look, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun to try that out, at least see how it looks all the way across, and yeah. All right, so enough about the how. We spent about 14 minutes on it. We are gonna get into the why. I collect movies. I'm gonna kind of give you a timeline of like how it's evolved from when I first started like looking at movies and collecting movies to how it's evolved now. How it's evolved now into what it is at this point. My passion for movies. So first, it really started when I was around 4 or 5 years old. This went until I was like 6 or 7. I'd go on to the family computer and I would go on to Walmart. I'm pretty sure it was .com, and I would start looking at the DVDs they had there, and I'd always sort by alphabetical order, and I would download the preview pictures because like, oh, this movie looks cool. It'd be like 2001 Maniacs and 21 and 10,000 BC. It'd be stuff like that. So it had to have been at least when I was like 5 then, because I was 2007 when 10,000 BC came out. So yeah, it was like stuff like that. And I would go into like the B's, and I'd be like, okay, I'll come back and do this again tomorrow. I'd go back like 2 weeks later, and the preview images I had downloaded into a folder, they were gone. So I had to keep restarting. But yeah, that's kind of like my first big experiences with movies, because like my parents would put on movies in the background. We had some DVDs. I found the DVDs for Dawn of the Dead, the 2004 one, and Terminator 3 under my parents' bed, like just the loose discs. Like those were under my parents' bed. I don't remember how the hell I found it or why I was even looking, but I found or under my bed, one of our beds. I always thought the disc for Dawn of the Dead was really, really cool. But yeah, so I like I said, I'd go on Walmart, and then right about 8, 9 years old, maybe 7, I think so, a little bit of 7, but like 8, 9 years old, we had family members. We'd have family members come over, some of my cousins. And they'd come over, and they'd go on YouTube. They'd look up Ray William Johnson equals 3. They'd look up just funny random videos. My uncle would come over and he'd put on like the badgers, mushroom. He'd put on stuff like that. And so that's how I really discovered YouTube. And some of the first things I did when I went on YouTube was look up DVD collections. Or I think I just looked up at first like DVDs or something like that. And I don't know how exactly I found DVD collections, but I found Booger Boy Meister through that. I found Cool Duder. I found Wet Movie 1. Absolute Sublime 1 was another one. I don't know if he still does content, but I found him through that as well. I used to find a lot of guys that I used to watch a lot back then. I think that's how I might have first found out about the Angry Video Game Nerd, actually, was through his DVD collection video, I think. But yeah, I found out what YouTube was and looking up what DVD collections are. And there's one that I specifically remember that if anyone can find it, I will give you a big, wet, sloppy kiss unless you don't want me to. But it's a video from like 2007, 2008 of this guy who has his camera. His camera's just is holding it like this, and he has this big case, like those single like just the disc cases, and he's just like flipping through them. I don't think he's speaking in it, but he's just flipping through, showing off that he has just the discs, and that's kind of the first place that I remembered seeing that, wow, people throw out the cases, they really just keep the discs. And like, yeah, it saves a lot of space, but for me it's not a DVD collection unless I can like stand up, go to my shelves, sit there and just scan through to see if there's something that I want to watch. Like, to me it's not a collection without the cases, and without the artwork and all that. So But I do remember that because I remember looking at his DVD collection and be like, oh, that movie looks cool. Oh, I want to get that movie. Oh, that movie looks good. You know, like just looking at the discs and thinking, oh wow, these movies look cool. That's why I hate what DVDs right now have become. Like, for example, if you look at the old SpongeBob SquarePants disc from 2005 when the movie first came out on DVD, might have been late 2004, but 2004 2005 when the movie first came out on DVD, you know, it has that the lifeguard thing around. It's got the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. It looks really really colorful. It's a really cool disc art. And then you look at the one from let me actually grab it real quick. Oh fuck, sorry Ben. But then you look at the one. You look at the one for the DVD that came out recently, and it's just blank. It's just whatever. You know, I hate what DVDs have become. You know, like for example, as well, if you look at the Spider-Man movies, except for Homecoming and Into the Spider-Verse, because I do not have those opened yet, and I do not want to open them for this video. But you look at the Spider-Man movies. Like Homecoming. What's the disc? Or Far From Home, sorry. Not Homecoming. Far From Home. You look at the disc art. It's okay. You know, it's not great. It's good for today's standards. But then you look at... Oh, Spider-Man. And it's got, like, the characters on the disc art. You look at Spider-Man 2.1. I don't even have the original Spider-Man. I remember this disc art so goddamn well. The Spider-Man 2.1 disc 1. And even, like, disc 2, like, you could argue disc 2 could have been the disc 1 art because of how fucking good it is. The battle on top of the train, like, for people just seeing that, they're going to be interested. Oh, damn, I want to see this octopus dude battle Spider-Man on a train, you know? Like, they're going to think of that. And then Spider-Man 3's disc art, it's kind of just a duplicate of Spider-Man 2's disc art, just with the Venom stuff in there, too. You know? But, like... The Spider-Man movies, you can tell they tried with their disc arts, and there's probably more creative examples than that, you know. But like, that's just a quick little rant. Like, I think disc arts have become very underappreciated. They always kind of were underappreciated, but like, yeah. And then from about the time I was 10 to 12 years old, I would get DVDs. I would get bootleg DVDs. Mixed it with some real DVDs there, obviously. Like, I know I had Mary Madagascar from a young age. Madagascar I got early on. A lot of kids' films I got. Meet the Robinsons from my grandmother from, I think when I was probably 7, 8 years old. Because I would have been 8 and 09. Maybe 6 years old, actually. I might have been 6 when I got that movie. Because I know it had, like, just come out on DVD when they got it for me. Pretty sure it was my grandmother. You know, but from 10 to 12 years old, I'd get bootleg DVDs, and I had about a shelf and a half full of them. I didn't know any better. I was like, oh, okay, cool, they're my DVDs, whatever, you know? And so I'd watch them, whatever, I'd look at them, I'd start collecting them. You know, like, that's how I got introduced to movies like, I haven't watched them yet, but like, Blue Caprice, Blue Valentine, I'm trying to think of other movies. I can't right now. My mind is blanking. But it's how I got introduced to a lot of movies, and ones that I have now. Like, for example, I'm pretty sure it was Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man. I had a bootleg DVD. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure of all 3 Spider-Man movies. I had bootlegs of them, and that's how I kind of got introduced to the Spider-Man films. Well, technically for the second time, because I used to have, and as well, my sister, she used to have bootleg DVDs. She gave them all to me when she moved, just like when she gave me her DVD collection. She had a big trunk of DVDs, and I remember going through, and I'd like look at them whenever she came over, whenever she would live with us. I'd always flip through the DVDs in the little case, and like, you know, I'd always pick out 1 or 2 that I want to watch, and yeah, like I remember that's how I first saw like American Pie, Bandcamp, I think it was. I first saw Bandcamp that way. 40-Year-Old Virgin. So I still have some of these DVDs. You know, it's really really cool. I love the bootleg DVDs. I don't buy them anymore, obviously. Well, when I well, except for where the fuck is it? Where's Trainspotting? Except for Trainspotting, because I didn't realize that was a bootleg DVD until literally like 10 minutes after I bought it. Then I realized it didn't have a back cover, and the text on the front was kind of misspelt, and also part of it was in Chinese. Yeah, you can call me an idiot. I give you permission. But but I'd get bootleg DVDs and I wouldn't care. I would just, hey, this is cool. Like, you know, it looks really cool on the shelf, DVDs or whatever, you know. And then from like weirdly enough, I wouldn't watch a lot of DVDs. This is during the time where I'm always on the computer. I'm 10 to 12 years old. I don't know any better. When I'm not at school, I'm trying to be on the computer or downstairs playing my PS3, playing some WWE like 2K14 or 2K14. I don't think was out at this point. It might have been actually. 12 years old. Yeah, probably. I think it was out at that point. You know, but I had bootleg DVDs, and I wasn't watching a lot of them. I was just watching YouTube. Oh, cool. Go watch people play DVDs or watch some Angry Video Game Nerd or Irate Gamer or whatever. But then from like when I was like 13, 14 years old, we went through some like weird computer troubles. Our computer broke down, and for some reason for like 6 months we decided not to replace it. We were just kind of whatever. And so from there, firstly, I was out of the loop on a lot of stuff YouTube related, unfortunately. Actually, no, that's a lie, because my PS3 had YouTube on it. That's actually how I had first gotten into Black Screen TV, Black Daddy TV. If anybody knows him, you're the GOAT. BDTV, BSTV, one of the, if you want to call them either of those. You know, that's how I got into him. That's how I found out about the Tana. That's how I first got introduced to Tana Mojo back then. That's how I first got into God, what was it? The Tana Mojo beef that she had with iDubbbz, and that's how I got into iDubbbz, was off the PS3. And that was incredible. That was an awesome time for me. But around 13, 14 years old as well, I started watching more movies. That's the time where I started watching movies, because it's like, hey, I don't want to be on the PS3 watching YouTube all day, so it's like, hey, just fire up a couple movies, and a lot of my bootlegs didn't work, so I'd start getting legitimate DVDs. It also didn't help that it's around this time we also moved to the house that was close to that pawn shop that I mentioned, where they had a lot of DVDs, and they had a lot of DVDs, and that's when I mentioned they were the sale 8 for 10. So I'd go in and I'd ask my parents would spend $20, and I'd walk out with like 16 DVDs. I'd walk out with 16 DVDs. I might have said 20 earlier accidentally, but you know what I mean. I'd walk out with 16 DVDs, spend $20. That's a great deal. I'd go home, watch a couple of them, put all of them on the shelf, start replacing some of the bootlegs. There's a lot of bootleg DVDs that I still have not yet replaced, which I actually got to mark. I should actually mark this down on like a list. Maybe I'll do an Excel spreadsheet. But but we'd go there like once every couple weeks, it felt like. We also lived near a Videotron, which that's a place I actually didn't put on here, but we didn't buy DVDs from them too much. We rented a lot from them. But it was we'd buy. That's how I got Edge of 17 on Blu-ray, was through Videotron. That's how I bought Fred 2, Night of the Living Fred, was from Videotron, weirdly enough. You know, and of course all throughout this time as well, movies for Christmas. Yes, I feel like I should mention that. I'm getting movies for Christmas, my birthday. That's how I got my first Blu-ray player at, I want to say 9 years old, with like 3 Blu-rays. It was like Vampires Suck, A Dangerous Man, and I think Cars Toon Mater's Tall Tales. I got my first Blu-rays at 8 years old, which, thank you, Mom, Dad, Lisa, or my 2 sisters. Thank you. But yeah, so we've got, like I said, I'm about 13, 14, 15 years old, and I'm starting to collect DVDs. We're getting to 16, 17, and the collection at this point goes through a tragedy. We get robbed during one of our moves. My parents lose some shit. I lose a box of DVDs. I was actually very lucky that it was just one box and not all of it, or even some of it. It was literally a box, but unfortunately that box included all of the S's and a lot of the T's that I had. So I don't think I have it right on my computer. I didn't want to load this up just because I figured out I'm not going to mention it, but why not? I did. I'm going to see if I can load it up, stuff and things. No, fuck, I can't find it. I did make a list of all the DVDs that had been stolen from me. If you guys can go back and look, like, the very first DVD collection video that I made on this channel, and compare it to the most recent, you guys will notice a big gap where there's not a lot of, I should say not all of the S's actually, it's the end of the S's and all of the T's all of the U's, and the very start of the F's, I should say. That's what was stolen from me. Um, and so, like I said, if you go back and you look at the DVD collection, it's from, I want to say, from State of Grace is where the collection got robbed, like right after State of Grace, and it picks up at, where the fuck was it? It was Vantage Point, because I didn't have, I bought Valentine's Day this year, I think. I bought so many DVDs, I forget when I get some of them sometimes. But Vantage Point is where it ends, is where my collection begins again. So if you go back and look at, like, the very first DVD collection I did on this channel, you guys will see how much was fucking robbed from me. And I still have that list, and I want to recoup all of those DVDs eventually. Now, that's not a thing where it's like, oh, 2024 is going to be the year I buy every single one of those again. No. If I happen to find them, yeah, okay, cool, I'll do that. If I don't, whatever. But, again, that's not, like, necessarily a top priority. I'll get there as I go along. Again, you know, there's stuff like Talladega Nights. I can buy that for, like, $5 on Blu-ray at this point. I can technically actually upgrade from the DVD that I had. But, you know, like Suicide Squad. I had just gotten that for Christmas, like, the year before from my parents. Or 2 years ago, at that point. Why? I really liked the movie in theaters, and I asked my parents for it for Christmas, and they delivered on it. Shut up. But, yeah, like Suicide Squad, that was on the 3D Blu-ray, I think, too. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay, I know, was on there. There's some good movies as well on there. Take This Waltz was one on Blu-ray that I picked up from the dollar store for, like, $3, and I really wanted to watch that, and it got stolen from me. But overall, I am still buying DVDs from house to house. At this point, we're moving a lot as well. So I'm packing up all the DVDs, taking them out, putting them back up. I don't mind that at that point. I don't mind, carry the boxes, whatever, from house to house. I carry them from house to house. I walk like 8 hours there and 8 hours back. No. Legitimately, though. I had no problem with that. And also, as well, but when I'm like 10 to 12, by the way, it's real quick, I'm like reorganizing DVDs all the time. I'm like going through alphabetically, organizing them by genre, by director sometimes. Very rarely I would do director, but a lot of the time by A to Z or genre. I actually still do want to, not resort it by genre, but I do want to do what the Angry Video Game Nerd does. James Rolfe, if you guys have watched his, I believe it's his 2011 collection, where James takes a look at his DVD collection, I believe that's what it's called. He has those, like, thick cases, and it's, fuck me, and it's just like a thing with a little sleeve of paper in there, and it's just got, like, the pound sign, A, B, C, whatever, and it just dictates, like, what part of the collection you're in. I'd love to do something like that with my collection. It's incredibly unnecessary. I don't need that, but I think it'd be really cool to get. I think it'd be really, really cool to get something like that for my collection. But, of course, I would definitely need, at the very least, a whole extra shelving unit just to do that, and unless I get rid of my printer, I don't got the room for that. So yeah, I probably won't be able to do that. But yeah, so from 14 years old, and by the way, I'm looking down, not because like I'm sad about that, I'm looking down at my phone to get my fucking notes. You guys should know this by now. But at 14, from 14 onwards, is really when I start getting into collecting. The pawn shop we're going to, I'm buying a lot more of like Predator and Predator 2 on DVD, for example. You know, I'm trying to look at the boxes. I bought the greatest sports movies of all time. I'm buying that for Bull Durham and Rocky and Raging Bull. Revenge of the Nerds I'd buy because, that's cool. Kijiji was another place I forgot to mention. I used that a couple times. One time, which was actually my Christmas gift for that year, I bought like $40 worth of DVDs that year. And the reason that was my Christmas gift is because we were moving, and so we were spending a lot of money on that more so than Christmas, because we gotta fucking move. We had to move for January 1st, so we were spending a lot of money on moving. And so my parents were just like, hey, pick something, like, hey, you want this? Is that okay if it's your Christmas gift? I was like, yeah, okay, I don't care. Whatever. And so it was that. They got me some extra things as well. They got me a Guitar Hero guitar. They got me some other stuff as well, but like the 40 DVDs I bought was more than enough. They did not need to buy me anything else, but they did. They bought me a full ass stocking too, because that's tradition. They always get me a stocking. But the $40 worth of DVDs, they didn't like pack them all in one. As funny as that would have been, they did pack them like 3 or 4 each, and yeah. Again, as funny as it would have been to have a big long ass row of just wrapping paper and then it's DVDs, it was better for me to be able to unwrap 3 or 4 at a time. That was fun. But yeah, I'm getting into this point actually collecting. I'm getting, again, from the pawn shop, 16, 18 DVDs at a time. If I get money for my birthday, I'm going to the pawn shop and I'm blowing it all there. This past year, you guys might have seen the DVD collection. I actually did not. I think I spent like $80 there, which I don't know, like $80, but like still. 15 of that was on Final Fantasy VII alone. Bought some video games. I did buy a lot of DVDs as well. I bought a lot of DVDs this year, surprisingly. Mostly for my birthday right now. By the time Christmas comes, who knows? Maybe I'll have an extra 2 or 3, hopefully, maybe. But I don't know. But from 14 years old onwards, 14, 15, I'm really into full-on collecting. I want to buy as many DVDs as I can, the box sets, Blu-rays I'm starting to get into, because they are getting cheaper, because 4K is starting to come out, everybody's in, oh, what's 4K? Streaming as well, so that's making DVDs a lot cheaper for people like me who are wanting to collect. And I'm actually, like, really watching, these movies. I'm starting to watch some of these, like, I'm not just rewatching Jackass a lot, or watching some of the animated films I had as a kid. Just, oh, I'll go back rewatch this again, or watching Edge 17 for the 917th time. I wish I was joking. I don't have an actual counter. It's probably up there though. I fucking love that movie. It's my favorite movie ever. So, or one of them at least. No, don't want to give spoilers for the DVD collection. But then from 18 years old onwards, I really do kind of start getting into the more preserving DVDs and movies at that point. Like, for me, like, I'm not gonna be like someone who collects every single movie they see because, oh, this is gonna be, hard to find one day, I should keep that for preservation. No, I'm keeping DVDs for my own preservation, I should say, because, I don't know, I'm not gonna buy Disney Plus to watch Spider-Man Far From Home. If ever I want to watch this again, if I ever do, I only bought this really just to complete the Spider-Man collection. Plus, this was like $3, so I figured, hey, why not? Far From Home, it's $3, why not? But if ever I do want to watch this again, I have the DVD, I'm not gonna buy, and James Rolfe has a great video as well on I'm going back to James Rolfe a lot, but he has a great video on why Blu-rays are bad, and why he personally prefers streaming, the convenience of it, and, whatever, which I completely get. For me, I think the collection I have, like, right now, it's at a point where I like it. Again, it's a lot for preservation, which I'm gonna put these back real quick. It's not necessarily where, again, like, oh, every single, like, oh, I see this movie, I have to pick it up. I see, I don't know, like, Dog Hounders 3. I don't know if there's a movie out there, Dog Hounders 3, but, like, Dog Hounders 3 or whatever. I'm not gonna pick that up if it's some low budget indie movie that's like $45 on eBay. No, if it's in a good deal and I find it, yes, I'm gonna buy it. If it's Cannibal Holocaust for like $3, I'm buying fucking Cannibal Holocaust for $3. I'm never gonna find Cannibal Holocaust for $3 because what fucking pawn shop would sell Cannibal Holocaust? I'm gonna get like 18 comments. Oh, here, I actually found Cannibal Holocaust in a pawn shop one time. It's probably that weird distorted face and what looks like a washing machine cover. That's a pretty good DVD, apparently, I've heard. But my collection's at a good spot right now because a mix of it, a lot of it is preservation. Like, I think it's in education. I think it's called, no, where the fuck is it? Election? It might be called Election. I forget. But there's like a couple movies that I have in there that are like very, very low budget, very indie movies. But a lot of it is stuff I want to watch or I have watched and I like. Now, is there some bullshit in here? Yes, absolutely. There's some really bad movies in the collection. I'm trying to look for one, right? Transformers from 2007. It's not like horrible, but it's Transformers from 2007. There's only a limit on how good that can be. Wrong Turn 3. How good can that really be? There's some great movies in here. Zombieland, Zodiac, Shaun of the Dead, Edge of 17. All the Tarantino films are here. So, again, at this point, a lot of my collection is stuff that I want to see or that I have seen. Stuff that I like, stuff that I've seen since I've watched it. No shit. Stuff I've watched since I've gotten it on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. From here, where does the collection go, though? Some people are going to be asking me that, I assume. Probably the same place it's been the last couple years. If I buy a DVD, I'm not just gonna, buy 2 or 3, or then ask my mom to buy me 2 or 3 or whatever, and it's like, okay, cool, they're whatever. No. If I only buy one that I really want to if it's only one movie that I want to watch and it's $5, okay, I'll just buy the one. At that point, that's what my DVD standings in the collection is just, if I get a movie, or if I put a movie on a list, it's because I want to watch it. If I put a movie on a list, Jesus, that sounded really weird for a second. Like, for example, or if it's the complete collection. For example, I still don't own Jaws 2 or 4 yet. I own 1 and 3. So I would probably want to buy 2 and 4 as soon as or 2 and the Revenge, I guess I should say. I want to buy 2 and 4 whenever I'm able to. Jackass. Technically, I don't have 4.5 yet. There's not a DVD of that, so the fucking OCD is like, but I don't know, maybe eventually. Technically, also for Jackass, the complete series, I don't have that yet. As far as I know, I don't have that yet. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air on for the TV shows. I don't have season 4, 5, and 6 yet. I want to get those eventually. With TV shows, it's less like, oh my god, I need to complete this, I need to complete these, because how often am I actually going to complete TV show series? You know, like, Seinfeld is the closest I've gotten, and I'm still missing the last season for that. Sopranos, I only have the first 2 seasons. SpongeBob, I technically have the first 5 seasons, because the first 100 episodes is, I believe, all 5 of the first seasons. Prime SpongeBob, if you're based, including season 4 and 5. You know, Family Matters, I only have seasons 1 through and 3, not 4 through, I think, 8. I think there were 8 seasons, maybe 10, I think, actually. Prison Break, I have the first 4 seasons, you know, so at this point, you know, 24, I had a chance to buy all 8 seasons on DVD. They were like $40 at a pawn shop. I decided against it because A, I don't have the space for it, and B, how often am I going to really watch 24? I should probably watch at least the first 2 seasons that I have before I determine, yeah, I want to shell out $40 for every season and go through it. Now, so of course, there's a case where, oh, I might like season 1 and 2, and then the rest of the seasons suck. Yeah, there's always that possibility. Is it going to happen? Yeah, probably not, but there's always that possibility. But with the DVDs, like I said, I'm really just going to pick up movies that I like, movies that I think I would like, movies that I want to watch. And of course, if there's stuff that's like rare, I'll pick that up if it's a good price. Again, Cannibal Holocaust, if it's like $3 at a pawn shop, I'm going to pick up Cannibal Holocaust for $3. I don't care how bad that movie might be or how much I don't want to watch that movie. I'm going to pick it up for $3. You know, Saw, that's another good series to mention. I don't have 6 yet. I don't have Jigsaw, Spiral, or Saw 10. Granted, Saw 10 just came out, so it's still like $25 on Blu-ray. I'll wait like 3-4 months until it's like $10 and pick it up on, hopefully, Blu-ray, but we'll see. But yeah, so yeah, again, current state of the DVDs, I'm just going to buy a lot of movies that I want, that I like. Eventually, I will start replenishing the T's, U's, V's, the end of the S's that got stolen from me. Technically, I've already started because I do have Suicide Squad on DVD. Suicide Squad, I rebought. And I think that's it, actually. But the 07 Transformers, technically, I rebought that. Unbreakable, I rebought that, actually, as well. So, a couple movies that I've rebought, but not a lot of them at all, so... Alright, this video's running like 40 minutes long. It's like 12 minutes longer than I expected it to be. I'm gonna head out of here, boys. So yeah, that is gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Do not forget to like, comment, subscribe. Favorite channel includes on everything, which includes but is not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, and everything else. My name is Ray. So go to Pub Club, Hazy Clubs, Hub, D Nation. If you're a member of the Mod Squad, thank you for my comments, streams, and reviews is much greatly appreciated. Links in the description are the Amazon buttons, the PO Box, PayPal, Letterboxd, Premium account, the Twitch, and Letterboxd, and the Streamlabs are all down there as well. Thank you guys again for watching. I didn't want to always remember how better we last year. Hopefully, how decent we are like this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Thank you guys again for watching my race, and I'm out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.